Hello, welcome back again with me, Badriali. Still on the Cuma Cerita podcast, and this is season 2. I'm very happy, and this time I'm going to talk about main pollution. The last few weeks we have been busy in the news about air quality in Jakarta. The data shows that the air quality in Jakarta is very bad, one of the worst in the world, and based on the facts, it also shows a very striking difference between the photos of Jakarta skies during the pandemic and now. It's very smoky. And to be honest, at first I was also quite confused about how this problem was suddenly being discussed. From July to August, I was in Bogor, and seeing the news on the Instagram about Jakarta makes me quite confused about the real situation there. It's not only Jakarta that has bad air quality, but the city of Depok, South Tangerang, and surrounding cities also have a bad air quality. And according to the data from AKI, the average air quality in Jakarta is at 130. That is a very high number, and it's quite dangerous for health. It's quite embarrassing actually for Jakarta as the nation's capital to have such bad air quality. And many factors cause this to happen, including motorized vehicles and factories. We have to admit that there are a lot of motorized vehicles in Jakarta. There are also a lot of people who use public transportation, but there are more people who use private vehicles, and it's also a cause of the traffic jams. If we sequence the causes, it might end in the healthy lifestyles of Jakartans. There are still many of us who don't care about pollution, and not only civilian sighting, but many officials also have no awareness about healthy lifestyle. I believe that government officials and their staff are smart people, but if I look at the way they make policies and implement programs, it's quite the opposite. The Ministry of Environment should be responsible for this, but from some of the news I got, in fact, until now, more and more forests are being cut down. Factories are operating more and more without strict environmental impact monitoring. The environmentalists actually issued warnings several years ago about air, water, and soil pollution, but it turns out that the government doesn't listen to those who have studied nature. And right now, a dirty air surrounds the city. We are also still competing in plastic production, and now the days and nights are pitch black. And indeed, I think we are working to make hell, because we already have the ingredients. The trees are powerless to fight against the evil laws. And maybe if nature could speak, the birds would say, "This is a catastrophe." And the desert stares cynically at humans. The sea and the mountains are disappointed. And indeed, this is a coup of the universe. I think what is actually polluted is our thoughts, both civilians and officials. The worst type of pollution is the pollution of the mind, and it's the cause of all the other forms of pollution. Environmental, financial, political, or systemic pollution, like a corruption, find their roots in the greed and self-centeredness of individuals suffering from the pollution in their minds. And to bring about a sustainable change in the world, we should start by working on the attitude and mindset of people, especially at school and home levels. All systems, parliaments, governments, teachers, business people, doctors, come from the population, and unless we improve the basic mindset at grassroots level, we will always struggle to find professionals who have a broader, altruistic, global view, collective, sustainable, and harmonious living. But what is the mind pollution? What I mean by mind pollution is the number of negative thoughts absorbed by the mind without us noticing it. Sometimes we do notice them but do nothing as we are unaware of the art of managing our emotion and mind. And these negative thoughts or the mind pollutants have a grave impact on our behavior and emotion and drains our creative energy, which is the key for coming up with innovation, the lifeblood for the any business. Mind pollutants include imaginary fears, negative thinking, complication, procrastination, dogmatic paradigms, judging attitude, intolerance, meaningless criticism, anger and superiority or inferiority complex, and many more. And that's what I mean about the mind pollution. However, if we think about it again, it's true that the government is responsible for making environmental policies. But actually, it turns out that the household is also important. It's really important for the head of the house level to show an attitude. If you can, don't throw garbage. If you can, recycle it. Let's plant trees. Let's walk at school. Let's walk to school. I mean, let's save electricity. And this mindset must be instilled from their homes, from themselves. If you don't get used to it from home, it will be difficult to apply it in an outside, because when we take care of the environment, I think it means we take care of ourselves, and that behavior, in my opinion, should be start to build. I still have much to say, but it seems that this episode ended here. So thank you very much. Goodbye.